to back up threats, which means frustration is higher than in Uganda. So in Uganda in those days, in the 70s, we know that there was a policy Uganda that you cannot bar the bush because it is an animal habitat. Because you have mentioned that the refugees are using firewood for livelihoods to eat, maybe sell them out and to eat. But what is the UNHCR providing in terms of feeding the refugees? Because they are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. By name Peter Depp. I work for Youth Action for Peace and Development Organization. My first question is going to be based on gender equality in regards to using non-violent, change the concept of living the supremacy of man over the woman. As my sister Angelina, the one who has experience in the citizen of this country, which more of them they are the victimized people of that case. We have learned about the challenges that are facing women. Here in town is better than grassroots level. It is much more practiced at grassroots level to the extent, unless it is decided by the parent for the girl to be taken to school. So as we have learned those challenges that are facing our women in Uganda, there is always violence. In every election, we have to be very honest to one another. In every election, there's always violence and violation of human rights in Uganda. We have here educators, which I have learned in the team, that they are also welcome in this event. What is your request as a patriotic citizen of Uganda to educators, to educate the government of Uganda that the practice or the violation of human rights in election is an offense, I mean. Thank you.
Yes, the next question.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Lili Manas Ladu. I'm a South Sudanese. I'm so impressed on the presentation that done by Angelina. Thank you so much for what you have done. You have done wonders. Then my question goes to Angelina direct concerning human rights or women's rights are our concern. Harmful traditional practices, as we have mentioned here, that women are more vulnerable on harmful traditional practices, in which we have so many acts under that. Women in South Sudan experience honor killing. It is there as a custom, a tradition of human rights. I mean, traditional practices. And we have forced marriage as in the grassroots level. In the cities, it's okay because awareness has been moving. In the cities, people are now mitigating such kind of violence. But in the grassroots, in our root remote areas, we have such things are happening. So, because our laws and traditions, customs, has period by our chiefs, local chiefs in the area. They are the ones custodian of that laws. Now, how can we, as a non-violent activist, how can we approach just the stakeholders who are custodian of our laws and traditions, so that we can give them a little bit awareness on harmful traditional practice that is undergoing in our rural areas. We need to change our approach. Awareness raising that we are doing, I think is not enough, but at least we need to change our approach. How can we change such approach so that we can reach to our community and girls may have peace and also experience human rights as a human rights activist. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Mario James. I have 3 or 2 questions to Angelina. We talked about
Can you speak a bit louder? Yes.
My name is Sasa. My question is go to Angelina. She has talked about how girls being right. Most chance given to education, boys rather than girls. Our young girls are forced to marriage. What can we do to stop that action? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. My name is Marcos. My question is directed to my brother Richard. Thank you. You focused on sub-Saharan Africa. You mentioned about trees and deforestation and the impact that it has on Uganda, which I would consider it's a micro problem if you look at the sub-Saharan issue. At least the trees can be replanted. Could you also consider the impact on the 100% non-renewable resources like gold, oil, diamonds that are falling victim to international armed conflicts? Because you focused on the localized, but was non-renewable 100% non-renewable resources like gold, oil, diamonds, minerals that are falling victims to international armed conflicts at global level. Could you comment on that with a special focus on Africa? Is the problem national or global? Can it be solved at national or global level? If national, what could be the way forward? And if global, what could be the way forward? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, now let us allow the presenters to respond to the various questions. We can start with Angelina, because actually there are more questions to Angelina than others. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Someone say that Angelina, you are an expert in this. I'm not an expert. I'm a learner, and I'm not the expert. We have more experts, okay?
But trying to be one.
But I'm trying to work in progress expert. Okay. Yeah. So someone asked about possible solution. Someone was like, what are the solutions? What are the possible solutions for us to reduce forced-stroke child marriage? Like I said, I'm not the expert, but I'll just give, according to my own opinion, I think that first is we need to create more awareness. We cannot just base our awareness here in Juba, in the city. As we know that we have many people, many girls and women in the grassroots level who are being affected each and every day of their lives. And this awareness, we cannot just create awareness to the girls only and leave, the perpetrators or their male relatives. Because these are the main targets. These are the people that, if they get the information, our uncles, our fathers, our brothers, if they get the information about the negative practices of forced child marriage, they've been positioned, to change their mind or to rethink about it and start to prioritize their daughter later. And then someone also asked about best approaches. I think still the same.
There are more men. Honestly speaking, patriarchy is not about men. There are many women who support patriarchy, as many as men do. So this thing we should separate it, right? Yes. So I support that women should be accorded equal status with men when it comes to issues of rights. So one of the issues we have seen, I don't know whether you follow radio in the last 3 days. It came in the news that a daughter opened a case against her parents because they forced her into a marriage. How many people heard about this news? In a way? Yes, you heard it. Okay. Now, another way is the law. You see, the law. So if the girl is forced, you can go to the court of law, open a case. In our culture, it is not like what is. There are people say that you cannot take your parents to the court of law. It's very, very rare. But these days we are seeing girls taking their parents to court because they are being forced to marry. So legal means is also one of these. Another one I think is the awareness raising. We talk about it. Okay, we talk about it. In Gudele, there is a story building in Gudele built by a lady to her grandmom. She promised herself because her grandmom paid for her school throughout her life because her mom passed on. So she said, before I get married, my promise is that I wanted to move my grandma from the Chukul to the story building. You see? So that's a good example of if we give women a chance to go to school, they will definitely, when they come back home, they will actually be able to lift us or lift their families from that status to a better status. That grandma now enjoys the story building. She's not working. Okay. It means our economic status has been uplifted. So we have a lot to do. Education, awareness raising is very important. The legal means is also important. But somebody also asked a question. The level of awareness of women is not the same in the town and also compared with the rural areas. And that's actually a challenge. And so we need to do more work in the rural setting than in the urban areas, because women in the urban areas, some of them have a chance to go to school, some of them have a chance to listen to radio and even watch television. So some of these issues are being discussed. But in the rural setting, they don't have access to some of these media. That is the little I would say and to what Angelina said. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, can we, and I know he deals with such cases, Maulana George deals with such cases. Perhaps maybe, do you want to add something?
Just 1 minute.
Yes.
The government in South Sudan is moving in the right track.
Yes.
Concerning addressing issues related to sexual and gender violence.
Yes.
With the support of partners, friends of South Sudan, like the government of Sweden, Germany, USA, and the rest to mention, even including Bangladesh. Solutions for how we can address issues of sexual and gender-based violence. South Sudan through the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, have come up with a policy addressing sexual and gender-based violence, GBV in general. The GBV bill is now being developed and is going through to the parliament to be passed. If that one is passed, it will be disseminated. And for that reason, the government also have come with the initiative that to address GBV in the country, it is a multi-sectoral approach which is needed. A multi-sectoral approach in such a way that the faith-based group will be included, all the ministries in line with the awareness should be included, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, the Ministry of Interior, the prison service, even the church and the mosque. The church and the mosque can have a very crucial are run aware in the people. In the school, for instance, if you educate children aged 12 to 17 years, that one will help a lot, because tomorrow they will be the mothers of their daughters, and they will know the advantage of being sending a child to school. That's one part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Malona, for that. I thought we have a gender-based violence court.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very important step. Okay. Okay.
And we have the team one-stop centers.
Yes.
That address gender-based issues in different states here.
Okay.
And also there is a safe house which is going to be established. The fund is already there. And if anybody experiences that kind of cases, Juba Hospital here is open. We will have permanent health centers that are also referring cases from the rural areas to the town hospital, so that they will be addressed.
Okay. Thank you so much for clarifying this. And I think now we can move. We need to wrap up this so that we can go for lunch. I was told lunch is ready. Okay. Okay. So we go to Argentina, and then Richard will wrap it up.
Pero esto es mi pensamiento sobre lo que debemos reconocer como parte nuestra, como parte de nuestros derechos naturales que tenemos, son los derechos humanos.
This is part of my thinking about how we should approach the relationship of humans to our natural environment.
Que la naturaleza es parte de ellos y debemos comprometernos a cuidarlos de todos.
That nature is a part of us and that we need to take care of it between all of us together.
Que es nuestra responsabilidad como sociedad.
It's our responsibility as a society.
De cuando hay estados que generan de la naturaleza un negocio.
When there are states that are generating business out of
exigir que eso se transforme, porque hay una cosa.
We have to reclaim and demand that these processes are transformed.
Es diferente usar los recursos naturales para sobrevivir que para explotarlos con fines financieros de grandes países.
It's different from using the natural resources for your than the exploitation and exploitation of those natural resources for
la tierra
is becoming weakened.
Fuerza y pasan estas catástrofes naturales que son el cambio climático.
It loses its strength, and we have greater crises that are leading to greater climate change.
Por eso es muy importante tomar conciencia de que la naturaleza es un derecho humano que tenemos que exigir desarrollo.
For this reason, it's really important that we build consciousness and awareness that the natural environment, that we respect the natural rights of the land.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And then we will conclude with remarks from Richard.
First of all, I start by thanking all the people asked very useful questions. I will try to do some of the questions, especially one of them is free cutting. Because free cutting was asked by about 2 people. About free cutting, in my presentation, I put it generally, but when it came to refugee settlement, that's where I emphasized on the effect of refugee settlement on the environment. But I also did mention about NRA time when the Ancholis were put in camps. All the areas around the camps also got treated. Up to now, we are still recovering from that. And that is being happening right now around refugee settlement. Not only in northern Uganda, where South Sudanese are. Go to eastern, western Uganda, where refugees from Congo are coming. This is public information. It's coming out from UNHCR. Tree cutting is also bringing conflict between refugees and host communities. Because host communities are saying refugees are being killed in the trees and that is affecting the environment. That has brought some bit of conflict between refugees and host communities. So tree cutting, I emphasize on refugee settlements because of the magnitude. Nowadays, refugees, I hope some of you have visited refugee settlements. They allocate a portion of area for individual. So you can use this area. And that's what they do. And some in my presentation, I don't know if I mentioned, UNHCR came up with some remedies. For example, energy stocks, energy stocks. But somehow, some people say, no, these energy stocks are being given to them, but still they don't have the fuel to use the energy stocks. That's why they still go ahead to cut the trees. So tree cutting, the rate at which trees are being cut is not proportional to the rate at which trees grow. So it's an appeal to all of us to do something. That answers that question. I will also answer about university system. I'm not a military man, so that one, I don't know how it works. But the information I gave about, because I'm talking about armed conflict, and armed conflict, the military is involved. The military normally also has collateral damage. Where battlefields are, if you have this, you will see the effect of bombs and so forth on the environment. So connect this question to your question about policy. Yes, there's a policy on environment which came out in 2016. You can look around for it. So my critique about that policy is that it does not talk much about the impact of the effects of armed conflict and how it contributes to environmental degradation and how it should be addressed. So that's my question. Yes, there is that policy, but that is the thing of gap. Then there's a what is the requirement?
Something.
Yes.
I think you have already answered.
Yes, memorandum with the UNHCR. I don't work for UNHCR, so I don't know whether there's a memorandum. But what are presented are the effects, and some of the writings are publications from UNHCR. If you saw my presentation, you can see it. So you can go and read more about this. This is public information. Specifically about the army, I will say this. Much as I'm not a military person, but I've been in the war zone from childhood. I grew up in northern Uganda. I survived NRA. So you talked about somebody talked about plundering of resources, right? During war, many things take place, but they are never disclosed. They are not happening. For example, it caught us unaware when Uganda was charged with the war, for what UPDF did in Congo. So this is public information. So military, war, and so forth, many things happen. So what I'm appealing here is, much as all this happening, blame game doesn't work. What can we do as a people to correct the spoils of war?
That's good. It's, unfortunately, we can only continue after this space because we don't want the lunch to get cold. Some people like hot meal, so we might need to break for that. Okay, so I apologize for you. Maybe next time you can have a chance to ask questions. So let us give them a round of applause. And also for you for asking the questions. Thank you so much. Okay, so we can now break for our lunch, which is late lunch. And because of time, can we have lunch for about 45 minutes?
Back here at 4.
Yeah. So that we come back here at 4. That's roughly 40 minutes. Okay. So that we can finish early because some of our participants, South Sudanese participants, they actually come from a far distance so that they can have a chance of going back early. Okay. So 40 minutes.
Which time say again?
40 minutes from now. So we are coming back at 4.
Okay.
Oh.
4 o'clock.
4. Yeah. Okay, enjoy your lunch. And we, by the way, our lunch is there. And